Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to make meatloaf using this meat which you can get on Amazon. So this is 100% grass-fed organic meat. It's 80% lean and 20% fat. And yeah, it looks really good. I'm going to go ahead and just set it here for now. And I'm going to start by adding the ingredients to the meatloaf. So here we have about 3/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs. I'm just going to dump that in there. Then I have a chopped onion, which I'm just going to throw it in here and I'll show you in a second. This is a pretty small onion. Okay, it's a chopped onion. So I've put a small chopped onion, 3/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs. I've got some milk here. I'm going to do about a cup of milk, maybe a little bit less. Well, let's go ahead and go with the cup. Okay. And then we're going to go with the final ingredient, which is the meat. So this has an easy open option, which is really nice. Just gonna open it up, see how easy it actually is, right? Let's see. Oh, wow. Wow, that's nice. Didn't have to use scissors. This is nice. This is a really big advantage. Normally I have to use scissors to open it. Then I'm just gonna dump it in there. Okay. All right, now we have to get our hands dirty because you actually have to do some mixing, okay? So that's the thing when it comes to meatloaf. You do have to get your hands dirty and get the mix in. Oh, I forgot one key ingredient. We need an egg. So I've got an egg over here. Here's an egg. So it's a little bit messy, right? You do have to get your hands dirty to make the meatloaf, but once it's done, it's great. Really nice. There's the egg. And then I'm just gonna take my hands and mix it all up gently. This pan, I think, is like the perfect size almost. It's not too big. It's not too small. The meatloaf is gonna fit in here really, really nicely. This meat smells really, really good. You see, it's really cold. It was in the fridge, so it's actually a little bit cold on my hands. So, but yeah, it's starting to form. Really nice. It's really good smelling meat here. I just got to mix it in really good. Probably could use a spoon here to mix the meatloaf mix instead of my hands, but that's okay. All right. You see it's starting to take shape. And basically, I think what the breadcrumbs and the egg and the milk all do is like they add texture to the actual meatloaf. You know, it gives you like some texture. It's not just meat, right? I mean, if you just put the meat in there, it'd probably still be really good. But by mixing it with different things, you add some actual texture to the meatloaf. Yeah, really nice. Look at that. It's really starting to take shape now. I'm just going to do this for a little bit just to really mix it up. Then what you want to do after you mix it is you want to put it in the oven. And I'm going to do this at 350 degrees for 60 minutes, so exactly 1 hour. Now I have not been preheating the oven, so I'll probably cook it a little bit longer, maybe 65 minutes, 70 minutes. Now this oven tends to heat up really, really quickly, so that is a big plus. I feel like I need a utensil here to help with the mixing, so I'm just gonna get a spoon. I'll be right back, just to help me mix this a little bit better. Just get some of this meat off my hands, and I think by getting a spoon or something, just to mix it a little bit better, might be easier than using my hands. I'm actually shocked at how much meatloaf this is making. The recipe that I'm following uses about 1.5 pounds of meat, and so this is a 1/2. There we go. That's a little bit better. So I didn't think it would fill this whole thing, but when you add everything to it, look at that. It's more than enough meat to make some meatloaf. Look at that. Really nice color and texture. Smells really, really good. You know it's good meat when like the raw meat smells amazing. Look at that. You see, it's not done mixing. You see there's some breadcrumbs in there, right? You really want to get it mixed in well. And I'm glad I used a cup of milk. I was thinking it was a little bit too much. So again, we did 1 pound of this grass-fed beef from Amazon. We did 1 cup of milk, almost 1 cup of milk. 3/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs. I used Italian style herb breadcrumbs, and 1 small onion that has been chopped. Look at the texture. It's like really changing now as I mix it. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but the texture is really, really changing. Yeah, really nice. This is gonna be a nice meal. Now you can make a glaze for the meatloaf. I'm not going to. I actually have some organic gravy that I got on Amazon that I'm going to be trying with this. So I'll make the gravy later. And I'm just gonna pour gravy over it just a little bit easier. Yeah, look at that. It's really starting to take shape. You see how the more I mix it, the more like moldable it becomes. It's almost like, it just reminds me of like silly putty. Look at that. Yeah, it's really amazing how that happens. You know, when I first put it in, the texture, look at that, it's like almost smooth. The texture was not like this. So by mixing it repeatedly, so a little bit more. I want to make some good meatloaf tonight. Just trying to make sure there's no pockets. What I'm looking for is pockets of breadcrumbs that haven't been mixed so that I can mix them in with the rest of the meat. Yeah, and I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and just throw this in the oven. I'm just going to fold it up like this, make it look pretty. Yeah, look at that. It's like you can mold it to any shape you want. And I'm going to throw this in the oven at 350, and we'll have some great meatloaf. Good luck.